Hello guys, this is Vysh. So the Hindu editorial, July 13th, that is Thursday's episode was pending. We couldn't do it yesterday. I was a little occupied with other things, and so today I will try to do July 13 and 14 back to back. We'll upload. So please watch it. Okay, and it's very important and interesting articles today. So if you do not watch it now, then later you may miss a lot of current affair, or maybe the understanding of your current affairs may go wrong. Okay, so now I'll tell you the articles which came. So first article, if you see, this is the ED Enforcement Directorate and the CBI, their terms, their how much is their tenure. Regarding that, a little bit debate, and whether it is weakening the autonomy of those institutions, that one small article we'll discuss. Okay, much details are not there, but again, I'll try to tell what is there. And this one is a very big article and about the colonial loot. Okay, Shashi Tharoor, you know, Shashi Tharoor is a 3-time MP. He is from the Congress party and one of the most effective leaders also in that party. So he keeps telling about this British people who came and looted our around 45 trillion, this much of our wealth, and a lot of other artifacts and all were taken. And it's not like only India's, many other countries, things, and their museums is full of our products. So that about that a detailed article, and about the name of a lot of books and all GK facts also there. So that's a very lengthy and big article that we'll discuss. Okay, then here we have the CPI inflation, Consumer Price Index. So there are many indexes, consumer price, wholesale price, and also theory part you will anyway study. Here what is the problem with that. Okay, that little bit discussion, and when can it be solved, a timeline is also given, that also I'll discuss. Okay, here it is West Bengal local politics thing that we don't require, you don't have to read it. Then here South China Sea, again very important. So if you see, all the articles are kind of important today. So South China Sea, again there is a lot of debates and conflicts over the years. Since 2013 the case is going on, so that we'll discuss, South China Sea's issue. Then here migrant crisis, not India's, it is European migrant crisis. So if you see, 6 articles are important. The 7th one, if you see, this is about USA's student and the loans given to students, the debt issue. Again, we already discussed recently the whites versus the blacks issue, which in the France also it was a little bit going on. Most of the countries it happens whites versus black. So their loan issue, more convenience is given for the white students, so that it's not important for us. Okay, charts and graph of that section, the second page of editorial, is 99% of the time very useless kind of article for your UPSC exam. Okay, but the other articles, so one thing you have to notice, that if you are not following Vysh IAS, you are following some other channel, okay, and you suddenly decide, okay, Vysh IAS is not good enough, we'll go to some other channel. First thing you should realize that most, or I think every editorial videos which is there on the YouTube now, they don't cover every article. Okay, you watch one episode, 2 episode and all, and then you blindly believe that channel, and then you stop reading Hindu yourself, and you are not even knowing that these people whom you trusted are only covering 2 or 3 articles. Okay, you will assume like, okay, maybe others are not very important, so maybe the teacher skipped it. Okay, but that is not the case which is happening. So please go and check, because I have not seen even 13th yesterday. So you take the videos of any channel, they have not covered all the 6-7 articles. Okay, they have covered 2 or 3 articles which is their convenience, which they are good in explaining. That alone they are doing. That will not help you. Okay, like this, if you skip two topics every day, your full newspaper reading is going to become a disaster. Okay, so please see who is guiding you correctly, and tell in comment section also if you have also faced such issues. Okay, need not tell channel names and all. You can tell that other channels were actually not covering everything. And if you're new to Vysh IAS, please read this, because you asked certain questions in the comment section which I have already answered here. Please read this, and if something is not answered here, then ask a new question. Okay, 1 year study timetable 2024, it is already out. Already students have started studying from July 1. You also, it's not late now, you can join the batch 1 itself. Batch 2, it may be in the August mid, and that will obviously have lesser number of days to study compared to batch 1. For 2025, a 2-year timetable will come, that I am in working progress. Okay, that also August mid I am planning. So WhatsApp me, this is the WhatsApp number. New to this channel, WhatsApp me, because you have to start with the foundation videos. And Vysh courses channel, if you are giving state exams and all, we are planning to start a lot of series on state PCS exams in this channel, and current affairs also. Okay, then these are the foundation video. Come and ask me in WhatsApp, I'll give you the link. So the first article, colonial loot, if you see Shashi Tharoor, he is a Sahitya Academy winner. Okay, mostly Sahitya Academy award related one question will come in prelims in the next 2-3 years. Awards are always being preferred by UPSC now. So his books also, Era of Darkness, Battle of Belonging, Ambedkar Alive, 3 books names you got here itself. Okay, and inside again books names are there. As the trend is going on in the latest 2-3 years prelims, they are asking GK which is like this. Okay, very useless GK which usually don't come in UPSC civil service exam. Now they are asking this level of GK. So because it came in Hindu, please make a note of it. Okay, just remember that. Okay, this was Shashi Tharoor's book. Okay, and more books in the article I'll show you. So the Queen in England and the loot, this is all everybody knows that most of the things there is built with our wealth only in London and all. So here you can see these memes, you will see this, like almost everything which the queen is using in the day of the ceremony when they are crowned, they have like one is from South Korea, South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Australia. So if you see most of the South American, African or Indian or Australian region where these people had once ruled, that things are all being displayed there as their pride and these kind of things. Okay, so this great loot, for Britain looted $45 trillion from India. These are all known facts, you also know, but Shashi Tharoor always goes one step ahead and tells like very brilliant. His speeches are excellent when he has gone to UK and in front of their audience he have just kind of told everything in such a way that they themselves will be like feeling shameless. Okay, so this one. Now a lot of things, okay, not only India, many countries demand that these things be returned. Okay, whatever you looted, return. So Netherlands will return 484 valuable artifacts it looted from Indonesia and Sri Lanka during the colonial period, and that is the recent news. And the items there also is mentioned here. Same like in India, like Kohinoor diamond was taken there, this Lombok treasure, and then something like jewelry. Gold and silver is there, then bronze and gift things of Sri Lanka. These are the things which is getting returned. And now this should colonial countries continue to hold on to this cultural artifacts and precious objects that were stolen. That is what he is trying to discuss here, or what is the significance of doing. Is this correct, or you should give some competition for that, or what is the correct method? Okay, and again British have stubbornly refused for decades to return the so-called Elgin marbles, a collection of classical Greek marble structures, okay, from some Lord Elgin. Athens is in Greece, okay, where the first Olympics also was started, and also there they have taken this some Elgin marble, but they are stubbornly not refusing, the British people. And then Rosetta Stone taken from Egypt in 1802, these are all they are not returning, okay, but they have shown generosity in giving what? Some of the Benin bronzes looted by British forces in 1897 to Nigeria. So that means Britain has started giving back something, but not these big things from Greece and Greek people or the Egypt and all. They have given to Nigeria some bronze items, okay, not the gold, silver, marble kind of items they have not given. Same like India's case, Kohinoor diamond and the Amaravati stupas, some sculptures are there. Okay, and if one person has like mockingly told also, if you start giving everything, then the British museum will become empty. Okay, they have that many museums there filled with products taken from different countries. Their museums will shut down. Okay, museum and all that, like with ticket rate, they are making money there. Everyone are taking tickets and going and seeing all these things which are looted from our countries. Okay, so we cannot blame British for everything that is wrong in our country now. Okay, now also we have a lot of problems. So we cannot simply blame like, okay, they looted us, they saying that's why we are like this. But and we should not expect that they will give back these things also. Okay, another book, Era of Darkness is a book, but he is telling that at least they should tell an apology. That is what they are discussing in the next 2 pages. Apology. Okay, millions of Indians alive today who remember, meaning there are many Indians even now who was there before the independence, and like old people, they know what all tortures and suffering they had during Britishers. So at least they deserve a apology. Okay, history belongs in the past, but understanding it and doing whatever we can about it is the duty of the present. Okay, meaning maybe the Britishers who are alive now, those people may not be the ones responsible for anything. They may not even know these things, but at least for their forefathers, their ancient, the ancestral people, these people should try to tell and come sorry. Okay, tell sorry. That actually there are examples. Canadian Prime Minister and all have told sorry for many other things. So that I will tell you in this video itself. So these are the pictures of those things, that Benin bronzes which was returned to Nigeria. Then other one is that Elgin marbles from the Greece, and the other one is that Rosetta Stone. Okay, that is actually from like Egypt, and even Greek scriptures and all is there. So I just took the pictures. These are not there in Hindu. For you are like to make it interesting and engaging, I have shown you these things. Okay, especially if you like history, you will like these kind of things when you see it. Okay, so here if you see, equally we must understand that the return of stolen property is not a substitute for the trauma, for the sufferings, the horrors caused by colonialism, because the agony suffered can never be truly removed through such belated restitution. Okay, so this is like Shashi Tharoor language, he will use like these kind of words and all, restitution, agony and all. So he tell this is not enough, this late realization is not enough. Okay, so brutality can never be accurately computed. Okay, how much torture you did, that we cannot calculate and tell you. Now the return of this thing is actually a moral obligation only. It doesn't repair anything. It is a moral obligation which the West owes to the colonies. Okay, the wealth and economic success of these former colonial powers were built on the broken backs of the colonies. Okay, meaning our people were suffering here. Our handicraft industry you destroyed. Our farmers you made them work and do like only cash crops. You made them grow. Many things you did. In Spectrum I have taught you all these things, and this full money you have taken and given there. Okay, and then London, like London Bridge, London this thing, London, you see everything is like a very big tourist place also. We Indians still go and visit those places. So that is all built by our money. Okay, so return of these cultural items, return of these things is like a legal and moral obligation which cannot and should not be ignored. Okay, return of some of the treasures looted from India in course of the colonialism is also a much easier solution than financial reparation, because they also know that we cannot compensate with money. Between they will take some smallest very insignificant thing. They won't return back the Kohinoor diamond or many like Tipu Sultan's, something will be there. That big things which is very famous they won't give. They will give some old bronze statue, old this thing which they also feel doesn't have much historical significance or doesn't have much historical writings about it. Okay, so that is what they are doing. Now the money extracted from India in taxes and exploitation has already been spent and cannot be realistically reclaimed. Okay, so expecting them to give back everything or full money is not practical to be thought. Okay, and again, if there are certain things for which the actual maybe that person is not alive here, their families are not there now, at least some rightful owner you should find it and try to give back is what one suggestion he is telling. And this London Tower and the Queen Crown which has the Kohinoor, they are actually showing off the injustice which they did as an imperial power once upon a time. Okay, so it will remain an evidence of loot, plunder and misappropriation. Okay, so that is what he is like criticizing and telling. And this process of returning should not end with that. The question of retrospective justice for colonialism is not answered by these financial things alone, but by moral atonement. Okay, so he is telling three things which should be done other than this returning things. Okay, which again improbable. He is telling it is not going to happen, but what he wants, teaching unvarnished British colonial history. Okay, because for example, you take even Pakistan and go their syllabus. In their Pakistan syllabus, they will tell like we have 10,000 years of history, we have Harappan civilization, this kind of things they tell. The Pakistan country itself is just 70 years old. That common sense the people don't have there. Okay, so they teach as if they are something like existing from starting. Okay, everywhere you take any neighboring country of India which didn't even exist years back, they claim as if they have 10,000 years of history. Same like that, British people are teaching history as if they are this Lord Curzon, Lord this thing, Lord, all these people, right? They are all very great people. We went and captured many places. They were all uncivilized, barbarian kind of citizens. We then reformed them. We gave them education. We gave them railway. They teach in such a way that as if they did everything correct. The correct history is not being taught. Okay, so now Shashi Tharoor kind of people are going there and telling these speeches, and the youth is slowly realizing, they are Googling and they are finding Indian movies they are watching, they are understanding that okay, this was actually being done. Okay, so that is about the first point. Then setting up the British tax money, with that British tax money, a museum to the horrors and iniquities of colonialism, meaning you have this places, museums where you show the showpieces. You should have one museum where you show the colonialization you did. You went and captured them, you tortured the people there, which they are anyway not going to do, but like that a kind of museum. Okay, in India maybe we can set up like that many things, but there anyway they are not going to do that which will cause any damage to their reputation. Okay, so that is the second one. And then third one, above all, expressing an apology to the victim. So that third one, maybe it is still possible. Okay, they can publicly, the Prime Minister or anyone tell like, okay, we are sorry for that, like Jallianwala Bagh which happened, it's a mistake. Okay, so that's about the 3 points. Okay, so again they are telling Germany's chancellor, okay, there the leader is called chancellor, he went down the knee and apologized for the Warsaw Ghetto. Warsaw is actually Poland. Okay, you know, Germany invaded Poland and like that only Second World War started. So that now this person, this chancellor who is now this Willy Brandt, that person has no idea, or he is not that time lieutenant. Also that time he don't know anything, or he is not involved in any way, or his party is not involved in any way, but he is completely innocent of the crimes, but still he is apologizing. That is called a moral responsibility from the German people for our ancestral people killing a lot of Jewish people, burning them alive. Many things happened during the time of Hitler. So that he came and told sorry now. That's a very good gesture, and British people should learn from him. That is what Shashi Tharoor is telling. And again, I released my book Inglorious Empire in the UK itself. Okay, meaning a book which is mocking the UK. He released in UK itself. Okay, Shashi Tharoor. So that they understand this is how you what all happened in the past. Okay, so while no British government of 2023, they don't bear any responsibility for whatever happened, but as a symbol of this thing, they should tell sorry for as this thing for past sins which happened by their nation. Okay, example they are again giving. Canada's Prime Minister, he in 2016 apologized for what? We had an incident called this Komagatu Maru incident. Komagatu Maru is like a ship which actually from here people were going there and they wanted to stop there. They were escaping and going, and the port they stopped, but they did not give entry. And many people died because of that. Okay, they were running away out of fear. So that ship, and this full story in Spectrum I have taught you with pictures. Please learn modern history. These pictures and all I'm still showing you so that you go back and do. These are the homeworks which you should do. Okay, study the static part of what is this Komagatu Maru incident. Okay, I think it is 1914 maybe. Okay, the time. So that you go and check and learn about it. Okay, see, now they even have released a stamp in Canada as a tribute to those people, meaning they understand it was a mistake from their side and they apologized. Like that, British have 1,000 reasons to apologize, so Britishers should do it. But finally Shashi Tharoor is doing telling it is unlikely to happen. Britishers will continue to persistent in its intransigence. Okay, the meaning of that is stubbornness or narrow-mindedness. It will stay like that only. And every museum in London is like a chore bazaar. Okay, if you see again Elgin marbles and the mechanical tiger, which actually Tipu Sultan's one tiger is there, where a tiger is killing the this thing as a soldier in the British this thing army. Okay, so these kind of things, it's never going to happen. And also it is safer to say no to everything than to return one item and then open the floodgates. Meaning if they give one, then it's like their loss, and then people will start demanding everything. Every colonies will start, all the Commonwealth nations were once one colony. Okay, so everybody will tell, give me that, give me this, then it will become a problem. So it's better to return nothing. That is what is their ideology. Okay, but not telling sorry, that is not acceptable, is what Shashi Tharoor is telling. Example, Jallianwala Bagh, same like the Canada person told for the Komagatu Maru incident. Okay, then building that museum also will show determination, but it will not happen. Okay, and teach the British school children about the loot and these things. These are all his idea, but I am sure it's not going to happen. And last is telling, is that really too much to hope for? Okay, you cannot give money, you cannot give back the things. At least one sorry you tell, and that way he has concluded the article. And this is that Tipu Sultan's that thing, mechanical toy kind of thing. Okay, so this also is in their museum. Okay. So that was the first article, very lengthy, but I tried to tell in very easy form so that you don't have to struggle while reading it. Now, South China Sea issue. This is South China Sea. Okay, meaning the south of China it is actually, but China has actually no legal claim, but they are claiming it. Okay, the other countries, if you see, there are Vietnam, Philippines, Brunei, Malaysia, all these has access to that sea. Okay, if you see the original or the United Nations law is what? Of sea. Up to this much, I think 200 nautical miles or something, it's like you can use it for your purposes. Okay, but China, what they did is they came to the sea. Why? Because oil and things are there in this, minerals are there in this sea, and because they saw it empty, there are few islands also which they captured, and other than that they started making artificial islands. Okay, meaning they have that big machines through which the mud from the down can be brought up, and it will become like a island land in the thing. So what they do, okay, this island is ours. Now around this island 200 nautical miles is ours. Okay, so that they are making artificial land and then claiming the law. Okay, so this obviously, and that red color line which you see, right, the full red color bracket, that is actually called the 9 dashed line. Okay, 9 dashes they put on the virtual line. Okay, so China is telling this 9 dashed line, complete area is ours. But you can see there, Philippines is claiming some area, Malaysia is claiming, Brunei is claiming, Vietnam is claiming, Philippines, everyone obviously they will claim, because it's their land, and these artificial islands and illegal capture by China cannot be accepted. Okay, and then it went into case in 2012 or 13 or something, it went into case, but China never listened to United Nations. They think because they are permanent 5 member, they can do whatever they want, whenever they want to do veto. Okay, so they never listens to anything which UN tells. So 2016, even when China withdrew from the case still went on, because according to their clause, no party can suddenly like that go away. Still case will run. So case happened, and 2016 verdict came in Philippines' favor. Okay, Philippines versus China case it was. That area Philippines has claimed, China cannot claim. That is what is told in the case. So this is the picture which is not there in Hindu. I told you for your understanding. Now we will see the article. Okay, so here this is the case report. Ruled in favor of the Philippines against China's aggressive actions in the disputed oil-rich waters. Okay, 2016 they won the case. So now what happened is, why the article came, because India Philippines, the 5th meeting of the this joint commission, foreign ministers met from both the countries, and then that time we had, like we told, it's like 75 years of our diplomatic history, and then lot of treaties they will sign, lot of defense exchanges, many things they will do. So there they told, like, we are like 21st centuries, new phase of bilateral relationship between Manila and Delhi. Manila is the capital of Philippines, Delhi is the capital of India. Okay, so then they told, see, many things are there. Open a resident defense office in Manila, then cooperation between the coast guards of the two countries, acquisition of naval asset by Manila under a concessional line of credit, meaning we'll give some loan kind of thing, money kind of this much, you will get defense equipments. Then expansion of training and joint exercises on maritime security and disaster responses, commencing a new maritime dialogue. So this many things were done. Okay, but the most notable of this arrangements or discussions happened is the regional issues or the multilateral issues, particularly of the route in South China Sea, because it's a very important trade route also for everyone, okay, in the ocean. So now India initially has never told anything about this 2016 judgments, but now India, they are countering China wherever possible. Okay, wherever you can do something against China, India is doing it. The Quad grouping is there, or in United Nations also India is talking everywhere, and we are banning their apps and products and reducing the trade. Many things we are trying to do. Okay, still we are totally fully dependent even now for trade in China. Hopefully in the next 5 to 6 years you will see a drastic reduction where we will not import too many things from China, because we are itself now making the toys, electronics and all, we are trying to make it here itself, which currently we are importing in large quantity from China. Okay, so now India has changed that stand, and India is now telling the 2016 award, the arbitral award, has to be respected. China don't have claim on the sea. They supported Philippines and told this. Okay, so now India has another agenda also. India needs a lot of vote in the this thing in the United Nations, because the P5 permanent 5 countries. Okay, in the United Nations there are 15 UNSC member, United Nations Security Council, in which 5 are permanent and then 10 are rotating, or 10 members will keep changing. India always in the 10 India will used to come, but the 5 permanent are the winners of the World War II, if you know world history. Okay, USA, Russia, France, UK, and then 1/5 seat was there, that actually they offered, I think, to India also that time. Unfortunately, those times Prime Minister and the people did not take it, telling we are not ready to take a permanent seat, and then it was like China took it up. Okay, so China became a P5 member, and they are misusing it also at various things. Okay, even when a terrorist, we are trying to list it in some list, FATF list or any list, we are trying to grey list or blacklist someone, China will use their veto power, because just to show the support to Pakistan and these things and all, and China will misuse that veto power. If India had got that, we would have made more, we would be more involved in bigger global decisions. Okay, so but now Prime Minister is very strongly telling, okay, one thing is it's a historical need, another thing, elections are coming. So obviously if we get that, if we get into permanent thing, instead of P5 it becomes a P6, okay, then it will be a very, very big historical thing for India. Okay, because last many years, many people have been trying for this. So now we have become the most populous country also. Demographic driven, most youth is here. We are like the biggest fifth largest economy. There are many reasons that we are needed in world things. Okay, that is why USA has called Indian Prime Minister as a guest. France has called Prime Minister as a guest now, and he got the whatever Bharat Ratna kind of thing which they have. France has given to him. At least I think 13-14 countries Bharat Ratna equivalent award Prime Minister has got already. So India is a very important country in the world map now. It's not like how it was maybe 20 years back. So now India in the P5 is a very, like, it can happen. Okay, so what India needs is everybody, when any voting or something happens, maximum votes Prime Minister needs or India needs. So that way India is going, and especially China's enemies, they are going and pleasing them. So India has told that we are supporting the 2016 judgment. Okay, I told a lot of extra things because you should know, whoever is like having this concept clear of entire thing only can give exam easily. Okay, it's not by hearting one page or one article and going. So now tribunal's decision, as I told, there is a clause in that Annex 7 that the absence of a party or the failure of a party to present its case shall not be a bar to the proceedings. As I told, 2013 China told we don't believe in these judgments and all, we are going away. But the case still went on because the UNCLO's annexed shuttle like that. And then finally 2016 the verdict came in favor of Manila or Philippines. Okay, and this decision is final and binding in accordance with another article 296 of that same law. Okay, so it is binding. So now this historically which China is claiming, like this is our area, that time no other country exists, this and all cannot be done. Okay, like India cannot tomorrow go and tell like historically Pakistan, Nepal, everything was our area, give back to us. You cannot tell. Okay, there are certain rules and like changes in geopolitics which you have to accept. So now again, China has violated the sovereign right of this Philippines in the exclusive economic zone by interfering with the Philippines fishing and petroleum exploration, constructing artificial islands, failing to stop Chinese fishermen from fishing in that zone. These are the things which they did. Okay, so the traditional rights of fishing of Filipino people and all, they have countered. So now finally it determined that China had no legal basis for asserting historic right to resources located within the sea areas under the tribunal's jurisdiction. Okay, this is the court's verdict, but China is not listening to it. But another problem is that tribunal did not tell that it was unlawful to undertake any construction activity or anything in that ocean. That kind of thing very strictly has not been told. Okay, and there is nothing in the decision which would make it unlawful for China to create military bases and ministries. This and all was not clearly told in the verdict. So China is telling that, okay, you didn't tell that in the law correctly or in the verdict correctly, so I will keep doing something there. I will do military attacks, I will do military bases. So that is happening even now. Okay, so tribunal emphasizes the dispute is driven by fundamentally driven interpretations of separate rights under UNCLOS, meaning both countries are reading the law differently, they are interpreting differently, and they are behaving differently. So we cannot do anything more. That is what the final thing is told by the tribunal. Okay. And this area, you know, between the Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean, this is a very important area. Okay, so this India is telling it's a danger to regional and global security if these people are going on fighting like this. Many countries are depending on this area, and so even though decision came, this is still a problem. So India is telling the leaders of ASEAN countries, right, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, they should try together. Their leaders should come together, and then they should have a diplomatic some decision. Okay, because the law and UN and all is not going to solve anything. Some new code of conduct, something that we all will stand together, like NATO and all, is like one attack happens on one country, all countries go together and attack the opposite one. So like that, here also something should be there that you should be able to counter China. So that is the need of our understanding, and diplomacy is the crucial political message by India. Okay, this is the third article. The Enforcement Director and CBI. The term earlier, everybody was different term, tenure and all. Recently, something like 2 years fixed tenure was given to these people. Okay, so that's actually a good thing, because else, like something they do, immediately they'll be transferred, they'll be put somewhere. So they are in fear and they won't take the decisions properly. So 2 fixed years was given, and then extension of annual, the government can give up to 3 more years. So total 5 years the tenure can happen. Okay, that is the 2021 or something, I think they made a thing, this present government made a tenure law. Okay, but now some debates and discussions on that, whether it is actually correct, because the government is placing their favorite person there, and then 2 years we cannot remove him also, and then again extended for 2-3 years. So 5 years and all, safely government has a ED person and a CBI person who will go and raid wherever the government will tell. This is the petition filed by someone and blaming the government. Okay, so now Supreme Court's verdict upholding the statutory amendments, meaning the petitioner whatever did, the Supreme Court is not supporting that petitioner, is actually supporting the 2021 this thing is a law itself, that 2 fixed years and 3 annual extension is allowed. Okay, only one case, one person, I think they did not allow the extension because 2-3 times multiple time extension was done, some SK Mishra. That story is written there, not very important for you. So see, 2018 he was appointed, 2020 original appointment was over, and then retrospectively this amendment came. Okay, meaning his term actually 2020 it was got over. Amendment they made in 2021. Okay, that now we will do extension of one year. So retrospectively they've applied it to that person also, and then started giving back-to-back extension. So that became a issue. Okay, even after that person's, I think, age is over, the age to become this thing, you will have no different posts. In Lakshmikant you will study each one like up to 62 years, up to 65 years. Everyone has a different, like Central Vigilance Commission, CBI, ED, everyone. It's an all Lakshmikant static thing you have to study. There's some issue. Okay, so that's why this article doesn't have too much importance, but like that something the opposite person doesn't like it, and they are arguing that government is misusing the offices. Okay, so the government ignored the court's earlier observation, because the court has told you can give extension like this, but only in very rare and exceptional cases, not like whenever you appoint anyone you keep doing like this, then you have full control over the offices. That should not happen. Okay, so again the same thing, only until the 5 years complete, and the head of these things giving 2 years is fine, but again rare thing only. And then this one same, argued piecemeal extensions undermine the independence of the office and encourage a carrot and stick policy to make the directors toe the government's line, meaning whatever government want to happen in the country, that is what is happening through these directors of these things. Okay, so court has rejected without much justification their contention that the 2021 changes to these things, CVC Act, Delhi Special Police Act, fundamental right, this and all is what happened, amendment. So court has actually rejected the petitioner's thing. Okay, so the finding that the amendments do not violate any fundamental right is quite surprising, as allowing the government to have directors who can pick and choose what cases to investigate based on political instructions certainly offends the right of citizens to equal treatment and impartial investigation. So he's telling, how can court tell that this is not affecting fundamental rights when this like government's puppets kind of people are in this ED and CBI, and then whenever they want they will do whatever, they will prioritize which case to investigate, which not to investigate. So where is equality there? It's all impartial. So that is what the person is telling. So I am surprised by the verdict of the Supreme Court. Okay, especially when there is a cloud of suspicion over the misuse of government agencies against political opponents. The court's endorsement of a tenure extension designed to undermine independence is not conducive to the rule of law. It is not suiting the rule of law, because whatever I told, the same thing. Okay, that line is very good line, the last one. So in case if you want to tell the for and against and all, for the against case against government, you can write that line. Okay, so that's why I highlighted in red color. So that's why it's a very small article. Now the migrant crisis, again, Europe, there is like, you know, many countries are there from west to east. Everybody almost have faced a migrant crisis, if you see here. And this article, especially about Netherlands, they have started. That's why I highlighted Netherlands. So Netherlands or Holland or Dutch, whatever you want to call. So there also these either from Africa many people are coming, or from the Syria, Turkey area from many people are coming. So many people comes there. So the percentage of people, refugees coming from Iraq and Syria, the graph is given here. So here 36% comes to Netherlands also. So now what happened is they are telling that whichever political leader tries to do anti-refugee or anti-immigrants kind of laws, they are the ones winning elections. Okay, because the people will be happy that we are pushing away all the outsiders. So they are telling everywhere right-winger people are winning, because right-wing, if you see India also, present government is right-wing. So right-wing means what? More of nationalistic view they'll have. Okay, India is number one in everything. There is no state there, there is no religion there, there is no caste there. India is number one. Our borders should be the most secure. We don't care anybody attacks our India or our sovereignty, anything. That is why you see a lot of sedition cases. Anything anyone tells against India, okay, as a whole, it is not accepted by the right-wing parties. And that way, even refugees from Bangladesh, Myanmar, if they want to come in, India will not do a policy where they all come together here. Okay, so the world scenario is like that, and they are given little examples. That's the only thing in this article. This is also a very small article. Okay, so in Netherlands also somebody had to resign recently because of this issue, because he could not do it as per the citizens there. Okay, what they wanted. So a lot of influx. If the numbers not important for you, 21,000 people from outside the EU came, and now it's up to 40,000. So there is a strained housing capacity problem there. The cost of living crisis is increased. Then now Russia's war is again the problem. You cannot, maybe you were importing a lot of things from there and all. Now that has again made problem also. Now many migrants from there also, maybe Ukraine and all, coming running to these countries. So overall there is a lot of problems, and they're giving some examples in France, Italy, Greece, everywhere the persons who were anti-immigrant policies or anti-refugee policies, they all have had political gains. That is the complete thing here. Okay, so the author is finally telling, now if it happens also, only thing you can do is focus on easing the cost of living, the housing crisis, the widened inequality, other economic challenges, everything. Okay, which the right wing, left wing, this thing will keep on going. So instead of blaming all these things and all, repair your economic problem. This is the only thing in this article. So very, very small article. CPI. So CPI, first thing is you should know inflation is the rise of prices. Okay, so rise of prices, you cannot go and start counting every object's price and then tell, okay, our country's inflation is like this. So how do we do that? How do the country have a proper inflation thing? Like we tell, okay, inflation should not go above 2%, about 6%. So how do you calculate all this? Okay, I'm telling you basics of economics. So that there is lot of different indicators which we have, like wholesale price index WPI, consumer price index CPI, and then within CPI itself we have like CPI agriculture, CPI rural, CPI urban, CPI industrial worker, like that different like based on what they use. CPI means consumer. These are all consumers, right? So those consumers and all, what all maybe daily use objects or like a basket of goods we tell. Okay, basket of goods are decided. Okay, like this many food materials, this many like health and sector, this many things are there, and these baskets they'll give allot certain percentage, like 40%, 20%, like that, and then they will see like whether this is going up and down. Based on that, overall CPI they calculate. Okay, so detail I will tell you what percentage and all. So like that they compare, and they'll have a base year, meaning like CPI's base year is 2012. So compared to 2012 pricing, now how much has changed? That is how they because you need a base, right? You need a reference point to see whether something has gone up and down. Okay, so 2012 is the base price as of now. They are trying to make it 2018 or 20, I think. That will happen. That will be a current affair for you. So now what is this author telling? Author's problem is not all these things. Author is telling our CPI inflation method, is it outdated? Okay, as I told, basket of goods means it will have a lot of things. So whenever some new technology comes, new things and all, sometimes we are adding that to the basket. Okay, meaning that also pricing we should now start comparing all. Okay, or maybe you won't even add because you cannot compare. 2012 that item did not even exist. So maybe that many things are not getting added also. So that is one concern. So existing goods, he is pointing out here, if you see, many things are obsolete. Okay, maybe this they're telling radio, audio cassette, this and all may bring nostalgia to you, 90s products and these things and all, but why do we have that in the basket of goods now? Now who is using CD, DVD, tape recorder, torch, the old type torch, then something like trunks, old wooden trunk and all, this and all, who is using now? Why do we still have it in our inflation basket list of goods? That is what the author is asking. Simply the weightage of goods you have using wrong things, and then still tracking, and the consumption pattern measurement itself is wrong. That is what the author is telling. So we need a evolving basket. Okay, evolving basket. The CPI basket should not be viewed as a unchangeable artifact frozen in time. It's not like you have something made 10-15 years back and now continue to use. That is wrong. You should mirror the shift in societal needs, the preferences, the economic conditions. This and all should be taken into consideration. Technological advancement will bring in new products. Okay, like artificial intelligence based and all, many things will come. So this and all you should start counting now. Okay, current base year I told 2012. So weights of various groups are there. So these are the groups under CPI. Okay, food and beverage has the highest weightage. This and all in prelims they ask. Okay, actually they ask which has the highest weightage. So around 45.86% is for food and beverages. Then we have tobacco and these things 2.38. Then clothing and footwear for 6.53, housing 10.07, fuel and light 6.84, and miscellaneous 28.32. Same like that we have another thing. Okay, wholesale price index, WPI. WPI is actually, in my test and all I have explained, those who have enrolled to test series will get detailed videos on this. So don't worry, and test questions, notes, everything you will get. But others, if you have studied from some other source, good for you. Else, one line is WPI was the initial method which we used to use. Okay, RBI and our government used to use for telling India's inflation means they use WPI. But now since last few years we are using CPI. Okay, WPI's problem is WPI had only goods. Services was not counted there. So we thought CPI is better thing to use. Okay, there are many more things. Okay, PPI and many more things are there that all I cannot teach now in this session, but many more indexes are there. And it's not like every country uses CPI. There are many countries who uses PPI, who use WPI. So like that. India is using CPI as of now. So WPI is like, as I told, wholesale price index. There it's actually only manufacturing goods, the primary, the fuel and all these things, and the food. That only that things, the goods only they are doing. Services is absent. That's the main difference between WPI and CPI. Okay, and I think both are using 2012 base year. I will show you a table at the end of this article, and like that you have to know the difference. So the goods is different. Okay, the things in both the baskets are different. So CPI is outdated. We have to add more things is being told. Then again, if you see weightage of food, it was once upon a time 60.9 in 1960. Then gradually it kept on reducing. Okay, so here one important law, Angel's law is mentioned. Okay, ENGELS, Angel's law. That telling that as and when the economy grows, we become more and more developed, the proportion of income spent on food decreases. Okay, that doesn't mean you stop eating food or this thing. What will happen? You itself think. A poor farmer or someone who is like earning maybe 200 rupees per day. Okay, just imagine. So he obviously, why is he earning? To eat food. His primary thing is somehow get food for like 4 or 5, maybe their family is even bigger sometimes in villages, 5-6 member family. You have to feed them 3 times a day. That 200 rupee majority portion will go in food only. And remaining is little bit is there, that also in loan repayment something it will go away. This is how they are doing. Okay, 70% will be going in food. But when you get richer and richer, very rich person, okay, like suppose Reliance Group, Ambani has this much money, majority is not going on food. Okay, the proportion I am telling, the proportion will be very less for food because they have many other needs also. So that is how the proportion, as and when you become richer or economically more developed, your spending on the food decreases, this is what the Angel's law suggests. Okay, the proportion of income spent on food falls even if the absolute expenditure on food rises, meaning the rich people, they will be eating costly food item. So absolute expenditure is actually high, but the proportion to their total wealth is very low. Maybe 1% of the wealth only they are putting on food. Understanding? So that is the Angel's law. Important. Please do it, because UPSC is asking nowadays the laws also like this in economic survey. This law keeps coming with the graph. They show this. Okay. So now over reliance on food inflation today distinguishes India inflation from other things. So as I told, majority percentage is also in food, right? So that is differentiating us with the other countries, because other countries don't have this much weightage for food, is what they are telling, because they are more developed. Okay, it's not food items which decide their inflation. Okay, but in India it is deciding. So that whatever it shows, like it's showing a general improvement in living standard of their consumer demands. Okay, so now they are telling high weightage of 9.67 assigned to cereals, meaning in that 45% of food, no, in that 9.67% is for cereals alone, for rice, wheat and all these things. So that also is high, and it is like very shocking is what the author is telling. Okay, so because now as per now this is wrong, he is telling, because 2 points he has given. First thing is, now our food basket is diversified. People are not still eating rice, wheat and all. There are millets are there are many other food items are there. So you depending on this item, cereals, this much for conducting our inflation growth, that doesn't actually tell us whether the consumer is facing inflation properly or not. Okay, so that is one point. Second point, through this Garib Kalyan Yojana and many National Food Security Act and all, lot of cereals are given free of cost. So there anyway inflation is not affecting the poor people or the majority of the population. Okay, COVID time also around 80 crore population out of the 140 crore population were given free rice and cereals continuously every day. So how can you tell that this is to be a measure of your inflation counting, or whether people are facing price rise? People can't even know the price rise because they are getting it for free. So that also is second point. So these are very good points you have to use in inflation related questions. Okay, and now he's telling tomato, onion, potato, because everybody uses, that's playing a very big role. But suddenly now you see tomato is like 120 rupee per kg, and that is just a temporary thing. Okay, like a fraction of few things, a few days, due to some sudden outburst. Now that if you start counting as a very major factor, your entire CPI inflation will show very high, just because that small tomato this thing. So that you have to adjust properly. The basket should be more diversified, more properly done. The weightage of food items should be reduced. This is his suggestion, and you should be like up to date consumption expenditure data should be there. That is his first thing. Okay, so that also is the problem they are telling. Now they are depending on some outdated old data, household data. So that data now Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation is trying to calculate a new consumption expenditure survey they are doing, but the way they are doing, okay, is very slow. They are telling by July 23 they will conclude one round, then 24 July they will conclude second round, by December 24 they will publish it, then another 6-7, meaning 2025 it will become by the time they make a new consumption survey and they make a new CPI index. Okay, so next 2-3 years you have to still go with the DVD players and torch related inflation he is mocking and telling there. Okay, so hope you are understanding the full thing. And then in this rapidly evolving digital economy and digital, everything is happening digital, how can you tell that it takes 2-3 years to just get a consumption data? He's again questioning the ministry. Okay, so we are unable to even track anything properly. This poverty line of people we are not able to calculate properly. We don't have proper data. So it's absolute necessity for this Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation to address these gaps. Then additionally, efficient data processing should be done. These are like non-negotiable priority. And then they should sit and not only identify the data, they should accept the data also and act responsibly, and then put a new CPI as soon as possible. So complete, it's a mocking on the government, and such a good thing also, so that they can make the new proper CPI. Okay, so when you are preparing, don't by heart that percentage which I gave you. Current affairs will happen. Sometimes food ratio will go down, or something they will add, something they will subtract. The basket can change. Okay, so up to date your exam time, you should know what changed. Okay, now I have told you what is present. Okay, don't by heart and go like a very silly aspirant. You have to know that this is something which can vary anytime. Okay, even the base year 2012 can change to 2018 or 2020. Okay, so then my students will get this revision chart. Again, I am telling the point, when I am giving you the table, it will be up to date of that time. After that, after I give you are giving next year's attempt or something, it may change. Okay, so this is what is currently there, and this is all the indexes: WPI, CPI, IIP, that is Index of Industrial Production, Producer Price Index, PPI, Service Price Index, Housing Price Index. These are all in one place I have given. Like this, Vysh IAS students will get 250 plus charts. Okay, if you enroll to test series, this is inclusive, free of cost in the package. Okay, so test series, that's why I tell if you study Vysh IAS test series very sincerely, read all the basic books, solve MCQs of previous 5-6 year question paper, you are anyway going to pass. But problem is, students don't take one institution seriously. They will take like 10 institutes test series, 2 people's notes, then between this Telegram people and this WhatsApp people, Instagram people will sell you some another gist of notes. You will take all these things and accumulate, and finally what happens is you study nothing, or you study everything and you get confused. Learn to follow 1 or 2 mentors very strictly, and then do test series, do previous year paper, read basic books. Writing practice do every day. Your hand should have, because we are now always typing everything. Our hand is not used to writing pages and pages of answers. Okay, that's why in my mains test series and all, I make them write so many answers. Okay, total 200-300 questions you write in 20-25 test, each test having 10 or above questions. So when you write like that, it's not about getting the right answer. Right answer anyway after the exam I'll give you. Your hand writing practice, the presentation, the paragraph, the underlining, the bulleting, when you keep doing it, only then it will reflect in the exam paper also. You have a lot of knowledge in your brain is not enough. You have to know to write it and put it in that paper also. Okay, so that's why I'm telling, study the right way. First thing you have to do is watch my free foundation. There's no money for it. No, simply watch the free foundation. It will take 2 weeks of time to watch the 30 videos. You will come and thank me. Okay, you will understand that why did not I take this seriously. Okay, you will regret it. There are many people from last years coming and telling like, sir, last year I didn't take it seriously, I deleted your message, please give again. And after 2 weeks they themselves will come and tell, sir, if I had watched this last year, I would have passed last year. So please take the foundation seriously. We have done with so much effort for you. It's completely free also. You are anyway wasting a lot of time and efforts on many unwanted things. Try this once, right? When it's free, why can't you try? Try it and then come and tell me. Okay, I'm sure nobody will tell bad about it. In the last 2 years, nobody has told. So you also will not find anything bad in that. So tell in comment section if you want these kind of things daily. I'll do the 14th July episode also soon. And tomorrow the 15th episode, 15th July also. And I'll try to do it every day. In case like this, if something goes pending, I'll catch up also. Okay. But you have to support. Likes and comments are not there, I won't do the video. Because I need your support. We are not asking any fees for this. Okay. So subscribe. WhatsApp number is given. Watch the foundation, then you can watch the lectures. Instagram also, please follow us. Today also Chandrayaan, the launch, a very good proud moment for us. A lot of videos and posts about that I have posted. Okay, and in one of the editorial also I explained full Chandrayaan 1, 2, 3. If you have not seen, please watch from starting. Last week only we started. Very easy, your best time to catch up now. Okay, by this Sunday, catch up this is the 10th episode. This 10-11 episodes catch up this Sunday. Okay, so that Monday onwards you can watch it the time I upload. Okay, so I hope this all helped. Thank you and have a nice day.